I'm here with Zach. Hey, Zach.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Zach, you're on the safety intern side, right?
Correct.
Okay, so we're wearing yellow. We got yellow hats, kind of a lemon head brigade thing going. And we got this yellow thing. What is this?
So this is a flammable storage cabinet or flammable or combustible material storage cabinet.
And why is this important?
So this is important, so anything that you're using that's flammable, combustible, so aerosols, paints, anything like that, that could potentially be another source of ignition in case of a fire.
Right.
Store them in here. So basically, because what happens to aerosols when they heat up is they expand and they can become basically mini rockets.
So,
and you don't want that.
No, mini rockets, no, definitely not. We got that 4th of July is over. So what's in here? Let's take a look. Oh yeah.
So in here, yep, aerosol cans, things of paint, yeah.
Yeah.
My project is revising all of our safety data sheets. So a safety data sheet is basically, it's a few page document that comes with pretty much any chemical, even some household chemicals, and it describes anything from contact information for the company, what's in it, what materials are in it, and then specifically from a safety perspective, like what hazards it would pose to someone who is using it. So
Gotcha.
like if it's can irritate your eyes or your lungs or anything like that, it would have all that.
So does every product have a separate safety data sheet? Like, I mean, if, for instance, we've got, this is xylene.
Yep.
And it's got a lot of information on this thing, but is this our safety data sheet?
No. No.
Okay, so it's something different.
Yep.
Because just as a consumer, we're not, we go to the store and we buy this wherever, locally.
Correct.
And the instructions are here. Is it similar? The same kind of stuff?
Similar, yes. Some of the same information will be like on the back of that's on the safety data sheet, but the data sheet has a lot more on it. So things like first aid measures, firefighting, accidental release, stuff like that.
And do we have just like this big stack of data sheets somewhere? Because we got a lot of different materials around
So the way we use is actually a cloud-based system, so it's all online,
Nice.
and you can log in and search whatever you need to. So my project is actually going through that and then going through all of the chemicals that we have here in the plant, and then basically either updating to the newest version of the safety data sheets, removing any old ones that either discontinued or replaced with something else that we don't have on site here anymore. And then also adding in new ones of like new products that we're bringing in that maybe we don't have uploaded into the system.
New product comes in. How does that work?
So there's actually regulations out there that say that the manufacturer, if we're buying a new chemical, the manufacturer actually has to supply us with one when they send it, or we can request one from them.
All right. Zach, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Good stuff. So you have to know that Garrett is, his assignment was actually here in the garrison. So this is like kind of Captain.
Yeah, I was staying in here a lot of the days.
Captain Garrison.
Yeah.
Air conditioned, no dust.
Oh yeah, the best spot.
Yeah,
it's the best spot.
Nobody
yeah.
yelling at you.
So I have it up on the screen over here too, if anybody wants to see. So basically, what I have been doing a lot of is working with our batch reports. Each mix, we get a batch report from the mixer that will go ahead and give us all this data right here. It'll have what we're putting into it, what cement, what aggregate, how much water, what additives, how much of all that we're putting in. And then on those batch reports, we then test the data or the samples to get our test results of being compression tests and slump tests, air tests, moisture tests. So I've just been collecting all of that, putting it into this file here that our boss Nathan has put together, and then we kind of just looked at it to see what's making concrete good.
So far you've told us that you collect a bunch of data, but what are you going to do with? What are we doing with that data?
We just we'll go ahead and we'll put that into different graphs and charts. We'll put it against time, and we'll see how. Say how much water and cement we have in there, how that's affecting our strength results. So and that's something that we've been looking at heavily here because we've been mixing up our mix designs, trying to min and max, trying to find out what's going to be the best.
Yeah, I mean our name is Mid-States Concrete Industries, so I mean it's probably a good thing we're looking at what's going in the concrete. Yeah. So what's going on? What are you learning? What's this?
Well, really, I'm getting to know our mixes, the mixes that we have here.
Yeah.
I can tell you on any given day probably why a mix maybe went bad, why maybe a mix was good. I can't give you a definite because there's a lot of variables that go into it between weather, moisture, moisture of the aggregate, moisture of the cement, water cement. There's a lot that goes into it, and that's what I've been looking a lot at, trying to figure out what's going to be the best, what's going to be the strongest concrete,
Right.
but also going to be at an affordable cost for both us and for the customers. Really.
Yeah. So you're hoping to fine tune mix design cost to the efficiency of the strengths that we need.